Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is that you're watching this. All right. How was your day? How was your weekend? How was your week? And what are you drinking this morning? I am. It's Meadow from Stephen Smith. Yes, like I said, I get through my teas. So before I get some other ones, so once I get through these, I'm going to try a different brand that I had encountered at the tea festival. So I'm excited about that as well. So yeah, this one's a new one, Meadow, and of course it has organic local honey and organic Stephen Smith. Oh goodness, organic stevia. Apologize. In it. So the tea. So yeah, did you do anything fun this week? This weekend was a little bit of a rough weekend for me. It was the 10 years ago, this weekend, 10 years ago, passing of my mom. She is the reason that this organization exists. So I have a wonderful husband and fur baby here, Bentley. They were amazing to kind of keep me distracted with everything this weekend. So sometimes it's hard, even if you try not to focus on the dates and stuff, subconsciously you just feel off. You feel it even if you don't think about it or you still go through it. So but yes, it turned out, I guess, bittersweet, for lack of a better term. It was also interesting enough. 4 years ago, the same day that we had lost my mom, we ended up our chihuahua ended up crossing the Rainbow Bridge. Is Bentley's pack brother, her short-haired chihuahua Tristan. So yeah, it was a little bit of a weekend for us to work through, I should say, but we got through it, and they were great and amazing. So yes. But today we are going to talk about hobbies and passions, like your hobbies and your passions, and bringing everything together. Because, like I said last week, crafts can fall under hobbies, and healing through art therapy. And hobbies, a lot of your hobbies would fall under art therapy or crafting or whether it's dancing, and a lot of the things that we've talked about in the past videos, they are all together. They're all basically the same. Either a passion, a hobby, or something that you've done. So yeah, but they have your hobbies and passions. They have the same benefits that we've been talking about with art therapy, like emotional well-being, mindfulness and relaxation, coping mechanisms, social connections, physical activities. So yes, it all blends together. So kind of like the same thing, even with the book Radical Remission, how those are like the 10 things, or Radical Remission, Radical Hope. Those are the 10 things that everyone did, but they also did other things as well. So it's a lot, but a lot of these things you may already be doing. So yeah, but it all works together. So as you're starting to see a pattern here with our other videos, is they all kind of do the same thing. And remember, there is no one thing that you can do that's going to cure your cancer or put you in remission. The things that we've talked about is finding what brings you enjoyment and get your mind off of what you're going through. So that's kind of like the whole purpose of this. So we're providing ideas, resources, and hopefully community, as well as confirmation if you're already doing these things, to keep doing it, so that you're doing the right thing. A lot of times I know people will be like, oh, well, I would love to work on my cross stitch, or I would love to go hiking, or would love to go do this, but I just don't have the time because I have to do X, Y, and Z. Well, we're here to tell you that you need to make that time. Like, that is just as important as X, Y, Z. If somebody says something to you or thinks you're great, no, it's your time. This is your time. Like I said in a past video, your house is on fire. You need to take care of your house. If your house is on fire and your neighbor's house is on fire, what would you do? You would put your fire out and then help your neighbor. The same thing when you fly on an airplane and they talk about with the oxygen mask, you know? They say put yours on before you even put your kids on, and then they tell you to choose a favorite kid before decide which one you want to help if you have more than two or more than one. So yeah. Anyways, but my point being, this is your time. You need to look after yourself. All right. So let's talk about what are some of your hobbies and passions. Is it reading? I love reading. My dad always say I always was reading 2 or 3 books at one time. I had a book everywhere I went, depending on where I was, what I was reading. Now, again, like I have a wonderful husband. Years ago, he got me a subscription to Audible for my birthday, and so he renews that every year for me. So I am constantly listening to audiobooks as well as reading books, depending on where we're at, where I'm doing. So yes, love reading. Audible's actually helped. Because there's so many books that I've wanted to read and get through, but you can't just always sit there and read. So I've been able to listen to a lot of books and book series that I've wanted to get through and read and everything. And so, so yeah, that's been that's been wonderful. So do you like crafting, photography? I love crafting as well. We talked about it last episode, but photography. I love looking at pictures. I love pictures. I have this weird thing that I can't throw a picture away. I can't like cut up a picture. Like I know it's really, really weird. And so much so I used to work on the cruise ship, and I had gotten a scrapbook, because this is back when scrapbooking was really big. So they had scrapbooks on the cruise ship. So I got a scrapbook for each contract that I had done, because what I wanted to do was put my pictures in those scrapbooks for each contract and have a scrapbook. Well, scrapbooks, people cut out pictures and stuff. Yeah, I still have yet to do that, because I don't want to cut up the pictures. I just have this weird thing. But anyway, no, I love photography. I love looking at it. I love taking it. We've got tons of pictures of this little one, and of course our other dogs. Now that you can take it on your smartphone and so much to do with it, it's a lot easier. But yeah, helping people is also one of my passions. Why I'm here. I love to help people. Whether that's giving them information that will help them, whether that's making them feel good about themselves, I think, or just creating a magical experience for them. That's one of the things I loved about working at Disney and working on the cruise ship, is you create these magical experiences, which they kind of expected from Disney, but then also too, they're still somewhat surprised, it's with it. So you get caught up in this whole Disney magic. So that was always fun. But yeah, I love making people feel good about themselves. Do you like extreme sports like skydiving? That's something I always wanted to try. Robin, one of my best friends, she got to try it when we were on the ship. Um, but yeah, like skydiving. You have what is it? Not I want to say parasailing, but I think that's what you do with the boat. But where you jump off of a cliff and just like hand glide down. So hand gliding, you have like extreme sports like that, surfing, um, car racing, yeah, watching sports. So my mom and I used to love football. My mom actually got me into football. Um, my mom worked. My mom worked downtown Charlotte when the Carolina Panthers first came into NFL. It was first career that came into the NFL. And what they did was they made the players do meet and greets. So because my mom worked downtown and at lunch she could go down and and she went down and met the players. And so she actually became friends with some of the players, and so which made it more interesting watching football. So you got to know them, and I ended up getting to know some of them and becoming friends with some of them. So I got in watching football, and I learned football from my mom. Well, most of it. My dad helped some, but most of it. So then it just got to the point, my mom and I got so into football, we started watching college football. And so it was on Saturdays and Sundays, and then Monday Night Football. And I think that's when they just, not long after that, they started Thursday Night Football or something. But yeah, but my mom and I, we watched college football because we just couldn't wait for football on Sunday. So we were, yes. So yeah, you have a passion about sports, watching sports, animals. I love animals, obviously. This one is our little one. Ever since we lost he grew up with our husky and our short-haired Chihuahua, so he's never been alone. So it was devastating for him when we lost his brother 4 years ago, and then we lost his sister 2 years prior to that. And so when we lost his brother, after that, he went everywhere. He goes everywhere with us. So he's never by himself. Um, yes. So, but I'm passionate about animals. I love wildlife. I love watching animals. I think they're amazing. I don't think we give them enough credit, or they get enough credit that they deserve. Are you passionate about health and wellness? Hopefully you are, since you're kind of watching this. There's many different aspects that falls under health and wellness outside of like eating and exercise. You have mental health that definitely definitely needs more of, I don't want to say a spotlight on, but definitely needs to be talked about more. I know it's becoming more accepted, but it's definitely something that people need to be aware of. Take a mental health day from work. You use one of your sick days. Use them as a mental health day if you need to. I know at my job, or my other job, my previous job, in a previous life, sometimes we didn't have enough payroll, and I would tell my manager I could take a mental health day if I needed to. And I would use one of my sick days to help us with payroll. Because what a lot of people don't realize, so your vacation time and your PTO time, your sick time, and all that, it comes out from a different pay pool. Like, you have different pools. So you have like what you have to pay your staff, and then you have a separate pool that covers vacation and stuff, so it doesn't interfere in your payroll. or your typical payroll, daily payroll. So I would do that. Or I would tell, when I ended up becoming manager, I would tell my staff, hey, if you need a mental health day, let me know. It's not a problem. Because my thing is if you're having if you're getting burned out, if you're not there, I don't want to say not there mentally, like if your head's just not in it, in the game, and you're dealing with some other things, then if you need a break, you're not going to do me any good at work if you're not at your 100% and giving it your best. Like if you're just not out there, like if you need a break, you're not going to do me any good there. At that point, I might as well just do without you. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean that in the you need to take care of yourself way. And it's okay, because we all need it. I need them. That's what vacations are for. Why do you take vacation? You take vacation to get away from everything, right? So yes. Anyways, playing video games. Like my husband, that's his out, is playing video games. I love playing video games. I play video games the night before I go to bed. My husband does the same thing. He plays video games. That's like his out, his mental break. Is cars your passion? I used to love to go to the car show with my dad, and my friends when I was younger. Concerts. I love live music. I love concerts. Though granted, I don't think I've gotten more like I don't want to go in with the crowd at concerts. Point. So, but I guess maybe like even smaller concerts, like when you go like the non-mainstream and listen to like a live band play at a bar, or at a place like we have where we're at. We have a ton of like food trucks, and I think they might be becoming more popular in other places. So it's kind of like beer gardens, but it's like a food truck venue where they have like the main place is like a tap house, and then they have food trucks around, and then they have places that you can sit and eat and hang out, like picnic tables and stuff, and fire pits and everything. So yeah, and sometimes they'll have concerts, or like I say concerts. They have people come and play, like local bands and stuff that come and play, and it's really nice. Sometimes they're really good. Do you like gardening? I know a lot of people took up gardening during the pandemic. I know one of the managers at another store, she had taken up gardening during the pandemic. So yeah, I mean, gardening, you have gardening, do-it-yourself projects. Those are fun. Those are coming, like refurbishing old furniture and everything. Those are becoming more of popular, I should say. Or people, crafting, do-it-yourself projects. A lot of times you can turn into a side business. Legos. Legos is becoming very popular. Like Legos keeps creating these figures, I guess. So yes, they just created a couple until John was like, we might need to get those. They created the lamp from Pixar. So Disney Pixar, but I don't know if you remember the lamp with the little ball that's at the beginning of Pixar. So yes, they created that. I might have to do that. And then Sean has a few Star Wars Legos. One of when he left his last job, they had got together and given him an R2D2 Lego set. So we still got to put that together. But yes, but if you're doing any of these, keep doing it or dive in deeper. Learn more about your passion. If you want to learn the history of it, there's nothing wrong with it. And if you're not doing it, now is the time to dive in deeper. And do whatever makes you happy. Like, what are you waiting for? Life's too short. Just do what makes you happy. Anything that gets your mind off of what you're going through. Like I said, who knows? It may turn into a side business for you. You never know. But don't do it with that in mind. Do it because it's what makes you happy. Like, that's what you want to do. It keeps your mind off of it. And as hard as it is, and you have to stay focused on fighting the disease and get better. So whatever that better looks like, whether that's sustaining the disease or sustaining the cancer where it's not growing, it's not shrinking, but it's not growing. So just sustaining it, or whether that is, wasn't it to shrink and to go away? You can't remember, like, you can't dwell on it. And you have to live your life not letting it control you. And yes, this is a way of fighting it and helping you to possibly respond better to your treatment. Okay. So remember, don't let it control you. Though you have to focus on fighting it, don't let it control you, and make sure you live your life. All right. And by doing that, by keeping that balance, you got to find the balance. I know it's hard, but by keeping that balance, it'll help you hopefully respond better to your treatment. So, what can you do? You can find local clubs, book clubs, crafting clubs, knitting clubs, car clubs. There's a local club somewhere. You could, even if you like Lego clubs, I'm sure you could either look it up online, you could go to the Lego store and ask if there's any, clubs that are doing, there's a club for everything. You can do a club. There's online groups. I know there's at least 10 Facebook groups for everything, if not more. I think that's just being generous. There's probably 100 for at least everything. But yeah, there's online groups. You have, oh God, my mind just went blank with the groups. You can actually post and everything. Mission, not boards, I forgot what they're called. I can see them, but my mind just went blank. But libraries, sometimes libraries do groups. They do great. Sometimes, if you like to play board games, libraries do that. Sometimes bars do it, or breweries, they'll do it as well. They do that as well. So shops, so your craft shops, or specialty shops, sometimes they do that. Or you can create one of your own. You can do that. And then your cancer centers, if you live in a big city that has cancer centers, they do those as well too. So definitely check in on that if that's what you're interested in. And leave it in the comments, what's your hobby? What is your passion? What are you working on? If you're part of a group, should you share the group that you're in? Or if you're starting one, you can share that too. So yeah, and definitely let us know. It's exciting. Or what would you like to learn more about? Is there something you'd like to learn more about? Let us know what that is. All right. Well, that's it for the day. Monday, if you want to watch this live, we will be earlier on Monday. We have an out-of-town appointment for this little one on Monday. So Monday, I will be live at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, no, not 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 a.m. Central Time, and 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. All right. Until then, have a wonderful week. Enjoy your drink, and we'll see you under the willow tree.